portion of Fox 43 AM Live is sponsored by Endeavor Private Wealth.
And Chris McGee, managing partner at Endeavor Private Wealth, is joining us for our latest segment on investing. Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
So Chris, I know that you and your team, like so many of our viewers and myself, were glued to our coverage of the Olympics over the past 2 weeks. And I want to ask you, what lessons can investors take away from the games that may help them become better financial athletes?
It sure has been a great couple of weeks, and we're so proud to be associated with KSNT and all the folks in front of and behind the cameras that brought us all the action. And I believe there are several important lessons that investors can learn from the Olympics. The first is the importance of planning, preparation, goal setting, evaluating, and adjustment. Successful Olympians and investors stay focused and committed to long-term goals. Only an elite few ever set Olympic or world records, but recording a personal best in sport or investing is a worthy and reasonable objective.
And I'm always amazed by the level of concentration that Olympians exhibit throughout their training and into their events.
Absolutely. It's critical for athletes and investors to block out the noise, distraction, and external stimuli that can wreak havoc with their progress, planning, and strategy. Risk management is also an essential part of sport and investing. Understanding and taking calculated risks to optimize performance, but also knowing when to play it conservatively. Like easing just a bit in a qualifying round, knowing all it takes to advance is placing, thereby expending less energy or resources and saving it for when it's really needed.
I often notice a difference in the level of celebration of the medal podium. Gold medalists were universally jubilant, but I often sensed that the third place bronze medalists were much happier than the second place silver medalists. Am I just imagining that?
In the field of behavioral finance, there's a belief that investors, like athletes, may fall into two categories. They can be maximizers or satisficers. Investors and athletes all want to do well, but maximizers settle for nothing but the best outcomes. They're focused only on winning, period. Anything else is a major disappointment. Satisficers want to perform well too. However, if they don't always finish on top, they're not going to be crushed. Investors and athletes with a if-only mindset. If only I would have invested more wisely. If only I would have trained harder. Or if only I would have listened to this coach instead of that coach, can let disappointment turn into despair and place undue pressure on their future performances. Satisficers set more reasonable goals for themselves and derive satisfaction in best results, albeit not always the best, but they have an easier time of moving on instead of ruminating about their last investment or their last event and wondering what might have been. When it comes to investing, having a satisfier's mindset can be a good thing. Good returns consistently achieved over long term might just be good enough to help most investors obtain their goals and objectives.
And what was your favorite story of the Paris Olympics?
There were so many highlights, but I was really impressed by Simone Biles' performance. From suffering the twisties in the Tokyo Olympics, followed by the long process of focusing on her mental health, she's overcome some of the toughest times imaginable and performed at a level that epitomizes the holistic combination of mind, body, and spirit. That should serve as an inspiration for investors who may encounter financial tough times. With proper attention and consulting focused on holistic wealth management, they too may turn the pain and agony of defeat into well-earned and deserved achievements.
Well, Chris, as always, thank you for your thoughts and insights and for Endeavor's support of the Olympic Games. And of course, everyone, to learn more about Endeavor Private Wealth, visit EndeavorPW.com.
The preceding portion of Fox 43 AM Live was sponsored by Endeavor Private Wealth.